Well, fuck me. They played it safe, they played it smart, and it turned out to actually be pretty good. And of course, I am talking about, surprised, the Seven Deadly Sins, Grudge of Edinburgh, Part 1. And we're going to talk about it this week on Shonen and Suds. My voice is so high pitched. I'm so happy. Kody, this movie didn't suck. And I was so ready to be a negative Nancy this week, but I don't get to be that. And I'm real hype. But how are you?
Oh man, I'm pleasantly surprised by this movie.
Holy shit.
I think we kind of clicked play on this one like at the same time right after we recorded last week's episode, and we were...
Yeah, because we wanted to get it done. We wanted to fucking eat our veggies and get right to the good stuff.
Yeah, we wanted to just put this behind us, and then we were messaging each other back and forth periodically throughout it, and we're like, oh, this isn't that bad. Animation doesn't look that bad. It looks better than it did. Then it ended, and it was like, huh.
Oh, fuck, the ending theme is a bop. What is, Kody, this has all the things that I like.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Well, only 52 minutes, probably only 45 minutes realistically.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Yeah, like I said, man, this was a very safe movie. Spoiler alert, spoilers ahead. So, if you're not into that or you haven't watched this yet, which, Kody, I never thought I'd say this again about Seven Deadly Sins. I think you need to go ahead and watch this. Because it was safe.
If you've suffered through it this long, you're probably you're all aboard with us as we watch.
Yeah, and I don't know, man. It did a lot of these kind of tropes. Again, it was a very safe movie. We're talking about a movie featuring, the kids of some of our main characters from the mainline series. And again, it's the story can come across as a little paint by numbers. But I feel like after how bad the last few seasons of this show were, it really needed something like this. And I was impressed with it. Kody, I wanted to hate this so bad, but as I watched, I was like, I couldn't find anything to hate about it. The trailer did the animation no justice because it was a joy to watch. It was beautiful to look at.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have no complaints about this.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about the CG trailers or where they try to go 3D a little bit. I think the trailers, I just hate them no matter what. I didn't like the Superheroes Dragon Ball one, or what was it called? Mm-hmm. Superheroes? Is that what it's called?
Dragon Ball Dragon Ball Super Heroes.
Right, that's it. And then there was two. I think there was a double word there. But I didn't like that trailer. I didn't like this trailer. There was one more the Trigun Stampede trailer, which we're going to talk about as well. I couldn't get into that trailer either, but when you actually watch the shows, it's not bad. It's something about the trailers where I'm like, ew, 3D, get away from me. But yeah, this was a pleasant surprise, man. It was a breath of fresh air. It was either
absolutely
you either cancel the entire thing or you make something like this, and they went with the safe option. And
I am all for playing it safe, and that's what we like to do here, of course, on Shonen and Suds. I'm your host, Chris Adams.
And I'm Kody Snodgrass.
And like we said at the top of this old boy, Kody, we are talking about Seven Deadly Sins, Curse of Edinburgh, and I loved it. But, we'll talk about that in a little bit. We got a little bit of news to cover. We got a poll. We got sips to sip. This is going to be a quicker episode because, again, we've only got 52 minutes of anime to cover. Maybe Cody's got a hot question for us there at the end. So we've got a lot to go over.
I will pull up a question. I'm glad you reminded me, Chris.
Goddamn right you will.
But yeah, first things first, we'll just start off with the news. So,
yeah,
to the surprise of nobody, Slam Dunk still number 1, the 6th week straight. Suzume still number 2. Suzume is also passed The Wind Rises as the number 10 all-time anime film in Japan.
Wow.
So those two movies are just crushing it. I think they're still calculating exactly how many billions and billions of yen that the One Piece film made, but it also destroyed the box office. So,
well, speaking of and you mentioned One Piece there, Cody, and not to switch gears for a second. I wish I would have saved this article and shared it. Apparently, One Piece was like, I don't know if it was globally or in North America, but One Piece was the #1 watch show of 2022. Apparently,
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah, it's #1 worldwide, most watched television show, which is incredible. Man, because Stranger Things was #2.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, I saw the same article that you were talking about. I didn't really read through it, but I was just like, holy shit! Like, I got to be careful though. Right. Like nowadays, so now that I'm watching One Piece, like I used to be able to just watch any anime TikTok or like any like any little thing that might have a One Piece spoiler. Now I have to like bob and weave. Like it's joined those ranks. Like I've been dodging the My Hero spoilers as best as I can, but. Dude, you open Twitter or TikTok and it's like, I can't believe this happened. Come on, man. Like,
fuck.
Even on Shonen and Suds, we put a spoiler warning at the beginning. Come on.
God damn. And nobody listens to us. Jesus.
Yeah, like I just got to dodge them. But yeah, I think that's crazy that One Piece is the most watched show in the world.
Yeah, that blew me away. I was not ready for that. But hey, good for them. I love that. I just, love that anime is just kind of normal nowadays. Like it's just, it's just accepted as normal globally these days, and I love it. I would not change that for anything.
Yeah, it took us a while to get there, right? We had to go through some heckling, but
so some dues were paid. Some wedgies were given. Some stuffings and lockers took place.
That's right.
But we got there.
They walked so you could run.
God damn right. Damn right we did.
But outside of the theaters, we also had several premieres over the last 7 days.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's more than I'm going to be able to list off here. But for the ones kind of related to our show, we had Trigun Stampede premiered on both Crunchyroll and Hulu, which I watched it. And it was okay. I know you haven't seen it yet, right, Chris?
Not yet.
So I don't want to spoil. I mean, it's hard to spoil anything for Trigun. But they kind of spoil all of Trigun in the first episode.
No shit. Okay.
Like, and I don't. Spoilers ahead. But just like they just ruin like the big reveals. All like the first scene is the big reveal. It's like I don't know how they're supposed to keep people interested, or I don't know, man.
They must have bigger plans if they're putting all of like the heavy shit out like right off the bat. There must be a different angle they're shooting at here, right?
Yeah, I that's what I would think, but I don't know, man. It's weird. There's no Meryl. Meryl just isn't there. There's just a guy named Roberto De Niro, which is
funny,
fucking stupid. But I don't know where they're going, but we'll see. The animation, it's hard to get used to. I will say that. The new Vash, I don't think I'll ever get used to that fucking work. But whatever.
Fucking chucklehead.
Or wait till you see young Vash and Knives, like they just look. They have like Karen haircuts. It's awful.
Tight.
Absolutely awful.
Tight. Can't wait to speak to the manager.
Exactly. But not only that, we also got the premiere of the Nier Automata anime on Crunchyroll as well. Again, have to dodge spoilers for that because kids on Twitter are just posting screenshots every day. But I've heard it's really good. I'll probably check it out this week. And then Vinland Saga premiered on Netflix. This one I also have
new episodes every Monday.
Yeah, new episodes every Monday. Did you watch that yet or no?
Nope, not yet. I am trying to stay on target. Also, like my work schedule is going to be weird the next few weeks, so I don't have a whole lot of time outside of my regularly scheduled activities these next few weeks, just because I've been work's got me real busy. But and then I'm going down North Carolina to play some cards this weekend, so I've got that. Then I've got a wedding I'm going to next weekend, so a lot of my free time is taken up.
Chris, you're a busy man. You're a busy man, you know.
I am.
We
true.
can't all be unemployed like me, you know.
I know, you lucky bastard. What? How much anime will I watch today? Oh no, dear diary, I only watched 40 episodes today.
Yeah, that's actually what I need to do to catch up on One Piece, because if we talked about it last week, but I am watching. I'm trying to watch 3 episodes a day, but I'm very far behind, so I got to watch like I probably got to watch like 5 a day for the next couple days at least. We're gonna be grinding out some anime, but that's pretty much all there was in the news. I didn't watch Vinland Saga either. Kind of just.
Well, then I want to wait for a bunch of episodes because I don't want to watch. Look, I'm an old man. I lived most of my life with that watch one episode a week diet. You know, and I am now just spoiled by the Netflix diet of just, here, fucking have it all, which is odd that they didn't just give it all to us. But I'm fine. I'm fine that they did, and it just gives me gives me other things to catch up on. Because, Cody, there are just so many true crime documentaries I need to get to. There are, which, by the way, Cody, they just put one out about the fucking Hatchet hitchhiker yesterday. The fucking guy who was like, smash, smash, smash. I want to read that. I got to read that.
Yeah.
Watch that.
Yeah, let me turn around to my Roku and put it on my list right now, Chris, because
yes, you're welcome.
I'm already sold. After what is it called? Don't pick up the phone. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I watched the entire show. I was just putting it on. I think it was on Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
And then I ended up. Now I'm finishing. I had already finished the show that night as well. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I'm just jaw on the floor. So if you guys haven't seen Don't Pick Up the Phone,
any of you true crime fans out there, you need to do yourself a favor and watch that. It's what, 4 episodes, are like an hour each. You can't go wrong. It's probably one of the wildest true crime documentaries I have ever seen, and fucking so good. And I can't wait to watch this hatchet wielding hitchhiker one. That's like the hash slinging slasher.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, but I can't wait because you'll know who that guy is immediately because he was like a fucking internet meme for a while.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to that. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the news this week. A lot of premieres.
More shit to add to the pile, man. There's so much anime I gotta watch.
Yeah, a lot of future polls. Once all these seasons end, and get dubbed and all that, we'll be chucking them on polls. Some of them we won't even have to. We'll auto watch Trigun. We'll auto watch Vinland Saga, My Hero. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Yep. And speaking of polls, we'll have one. We'll have our winner determined at the end of the poll today.
Yeah, Chris,
so
we'll know in exactly 2 minutes. The poll ends in 2 minutes. So.
Well, I can't wait, Cody. So, but knowing we've got a big announcement coming here in the next couple minutes, Cody, I cannot do that sober. So, and I know you can't either, because I want to know what I'm going to be locking myself into for the next. I mean, all these were big endeavors, so at least for the next few weeks, this is what we're going to be watching. So I need to know, and the people at home need to know, what you drinking.
All right, Chris. Well, not to let the people down, but we audibled right before the podcast, so I don't have a. You
did.
I don't have a can to crack. I can hit my cup against. Can you hear this?
I can. I hear the tingling of ice.
That's ice in a cup, Chris. We called the audible. I had some more Mountain Dew hard sodas. I also picked up a bottle of pre-made just Jose Cuervo regular lime margarita mix. And so I made myself a quick margarita before the cast. So no crack today. Just enjoying a nice refreshing lime margarita. It was surprisingly warm today in the middle of January in St. Louis. So.
And they say climate change isn't real.
Yeah. Yep. Just a bunch of buffoons, Chris. I went to the bar.
That's right.
Chris, I went to the barber today in shorts and a t-shirt. I was like, "What's going on?" Like,
is it January or July? What is it?
Like, I'm getting tired of pulling out the winter coat. Like, it just never can. Mother Nature can't make up its damn mind. But
I'm telling you, man.
I'm just enjoying a nice fresh margarita, Chris. What about you?
So, Cody, I went fucking balls to the wall tonight. I've done something I have not done here on the podcast before. Cody, I've got myself a chocolate milkshake. Now, that sounds refreshing, But what's in that chocolate milkshake, Cody, is I have put some banana whiskey into this chocolate milkshake. It's a little banana whiskey called Howler Head. It's just some rock gut banana whiskey. But Cody, so I am having a bourbon chocolate banana milkshake, and it is fucking delicious.
It sounds very interesting. It sounds like a stomach ache, though. At least that's what I get when I have a shake. So.
Oh man,
Maybe
it's
the
worth it.
Howler
See what
Head-
happens is
Maybe the
that's what
Howler
I'm
Head
saying.
will
The
offset
whiskey
that.
offsets it. See, you knew you fucking knew. You're a professional drinker. I don't know. Have you ever had an alcoholic milkshake before, or some kind of like a dessert-esque alcohol drink? Be it either an Irish coffee, a chocolate martini, whatever.
I think I've had a few. I've definitely the most recent one I had was there was like a walk through the zoo with Christmas lights like last year, I believe, and they had like this hot cocoa with like Bailey's, or it had some kind of
Oh yeah. Okay, so similar.
it was some, and I consider hot cocoa a semi dessert. You know, we were just
No,
drinking
most
them
definitely.
them to stay warm, really, at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never
Slap
had a
whiskey and
milkshake
little
though.
berries in there.
Yeah,
Oh
never,
man, it's change your life is what it'll do. So that's what I'm doing.
love that. Yeah, mixing it up this week. Well, Chris, the results are in. Let me refresh this just in case we had.
That's right.
Just in case
Hey,
we had
last minute polls.
last minute. Yeah, we're waiting on the mail-in ones, so give us just
That's
a
right.
few
We got
more seconds.
We got the mail-in ballots.
Yeah.
We've got we got to make sure that there's no voter fraud.
Yeah, exactly. We've checked all the IDs. The numbers are in, Chris. And Super Crooks unfortunately did not win, but we did have a very close race. Attack on Titan ended up taking the poll with 44.4% of the votes. Yu Hakusho in a close second with 33.3%. So, Attack on Titan will be the next show we watch. And review.
Oh baby, I think either way we won.
Yeah. Any of the, I mean, I don't know about Super Crooks. I know about AOT. I know a little bit about Yu Yu Hakusho and Neon Genesis Evangelion. But I feel like regardless, we would have won.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm excited to watch Attack on Titan. I've only seen the first season, so I'm ready to just dive in. Now, Cody, are we going to just go ahead and fly through the seasons, or are we going to do season 1, switch it up, season 2, switch it up, or are we just going to fucking go?
I think we'll kind of just play it by ear, probably. Like we'll definitely do the first season, and then maybe throw in a movie poll or something.
Okay. I'm fine with switching it up.
Yeah, it all depends. We don't want to get burnt out, kind of like how we did with Seven Deadly Sins for a little bit there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we're also watching. This will be good, right?
Exactly.
So I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. We could mix it up though, because AOT.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
Yeah, Attack on Titan doesn't have any movies either. They have a few OVAs. But outside of that,
how many episodes are we staring down the barrel of right now?
That's what I'm looking at. I think it's might be a big one.
Yeah, because I know, Full Metal had 62?
Full Metal had
which is
62.
The biggest one we've done in one go.
Yeah, this is 87 episodes, I think.
Okay, so that's fine. We could definitely do this in one go, or break it up, into a couple.
Yeah,
but either way, that's fine.
Yeah, we can definitely throw in a movie poll, or there's definitely room for what's the word I'm looking for? Room for not improvements, but some fancy
flexibility.
word. Yeah, flexibility. That's a good.
Yeah,
we'll go with that.
Yeah, I respect it.
Yeah, that'll be our next one. I imagine we will watch. Let me pull up the list of episodes. 87 episodes. There's 8 OVAs. I haven't even seen all of those. So, but the first season's 25 episodes. The second season's only 12. So maybe after that we could do throw in
we could do
movie. Yeah,
season 1 will be 2 weeks, and then season 2 can be a week. Yeah. We can sort it out from there. See where we're at.
Yeah, we'll figure it all out.
We're adults.
Exactly. But yeah, that's what won the poll. Got our news out of the way, got our drinks out of the way, Chris. I think it's time we talk about the 7 Deadly Sins, the Grudge of Edinburgh, Part 1.
Yeah, and like I said, this did not disappoint, and I fully expected it to. We have a very safe next generation tale. One of the things I really like, Cody, not to put the cart before the horse here, but I really like that, the villains were worth a damn. They were, they took finally one of the bullshit, kind of who gives a fuck side characters, and I know, as far as we know, they're the main villain. But I'm optimistic yet incredibly guarded because there's another part of this, and they have all the time in the world to fuck this up.
Yeah, and I worry that they're going to, right? Like, it just... we've been fooled before, Chris. First season of Seven Deadly Sins was great. And they had the 4-episode little build-up for the next season. And then the next season came out, and it was all right. We got... what's the big guy's name? I can't even think of his name. Escanor.
Yeah.
We got Escanor, and then the season after that, and after that, and after that...
Just
for the birds. The movies both were terrible. Hopefully this will be good.
Yeah, and they delivered. They delivered on this first part, and again, like I said, the ending theme is such a fucking bop. And Cody, I got a question. And I know you said you're learning Japanese slowly but surely. Does the language have like an L sound? Like, is there? I like the sound of the letter L. Like, and the reason I ask, and this is pardon if this comes across as, but this is coming from a place of ignorance, and I'm genuinely curious because I noticed when there's a lot of English words that are being spoken, like for example, the name of the ending theme is called Lemonade, but it's said in the song it's pronounced Remunade.
Yeah, I don't think there actually is the L, like the actual L sound.
Mm-hmm. And I think about like other things where like I've heard like a perfect example again, Cody, Lior, real or Rior. So like does the L come across as an R? This is me genuinely asking this is a language question. It's not, and again, it's coming from a place of ignorance, not like the bad ignorance, but the I just don't know kind of ignorance. And I was just curious because it seems like there's a lot of English words can be said and they sound similar, but like there's just certain syllables, certain sounds that just don't translate over.
Actually, it's a very common asked question, believe it or not, Chris.
No shit. No shit.
There's tons of articles and videos and things like that.
I've never looked.
Yeah, the Japanese phonetic system has no L sound. Its writing system has only R's instead of L's when represented in the Western alphabet. So,
no shit.
Granted,
okay.
Sounds can be a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess there isn't an actual... I think it's in the writing where the L doesn't exist.
Interesting.
I guess I haven't even... I've been doing Duolingo for like 3 straight months, or almost 4 months now, where I just never even really thought about it. So I'll have to keep an eye out and see if I can find anything that comes close. But like you said, there are a lot of where they replace it with an R. So.
Yeah. I just say again, I've never bothered looking that up because I just I don't think about it until like I hear it, and just thinking about it because I really like the end theme. Like it's definitely on the I've created a Shonen and Suds playlist of all of like the good intros and ending themes and any songs played throughout all the shows and movies. And this definitely belongs on there. The end theme is really, really good.
Yeah, it is. Definitely good. But before we get to the end theme, Chris, we got to talk about the beginning here. We got a little bit of backstory here. So this takes place
a little bit
14 years after the Kingdom of Leonis defeated the Demon Clan. We have Meliodas' son Tristan, which we've heard about, and I can't remember if he made an appearance at the very end of the show.
It was like the very, very end, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, we have known that there's another manga series. I can't remember the name of that one.
Yep. And we knew this was coming for a long time. And Cody, I can't stress enough how happy I was to not be disappointed or not to hate this one.
Yeah, and we kind of pick up right in that middle of that fight scene that we kind of saw parts of in the trailer, depending on which trailer you saw. And we see Tristan, Meliodas, and Elizabeth's son. He's fighting like the standard, like just random, like I don't even know what they are. They're like magical soldiers, is what they technically are.
They're called nothing. I think is what they're called. Nothings.
Works for me, because they're just the grunt workers for the bad guys.
Yeah,
right?
I want to call that because they have this kind of like Kingdom Hearts heartless type of look to them.
Yeah, they definitely do.
Like the Alice in Wonderland, like heartless, but like they're called. I believe they're called nothings.
Okay. Well, it's him and this fairy guy fighting these various just these same like grunt soldiers, the nothings, like you said, and they're doing a bunch of cool little special attacks and things like that. And then we kind of rewind that. Basically, this is just kind of showing off the animation, I would say, which, like we said, we were both pleasantly surprised that we enjoyed. And then
it looks really good, and like I've actually got it playing. I've actually had it playing. I've got it playing right now in the background. I've had it playing in the background pretty much all week long, and I don't know, man. Like I am just surprised I enjoyed this as much as I did. I really am. I genuinely am, and I'm not going to shut up about that.
That's all right, Chris. We got to enjoy the things we enjoy.
You can't stop me.
Yeah,
exactly.
But then we kind of reel it back a little bit, and another fight scene, and this is Tristan going up against what's his name? Holy shit! Oh my god, can't think of his name, Chris.
Yeah, because he's what's his name's kid? Well,
not Leonidas. What is?
No,
Lancelot. Lancelot.
Yeah, that's his name, Lancelot. Yes.
Oh my god, I was like Arthurian guy. I know this name.
Yeah.
But he's actually fighting against young Lancelot. And Lancelot, we come to find out a little while later in the movie, is the son of Elaine and Bond.
Yeah, which is dope.
Kind of just following in their father's footsteps, having a nice scrap with each other.
Yeah.
But they're having a fun. They're kind of talking smack, having their laughs, getting their licks in. But then Chris, Tristan, something goes wrong. Chris, his eyes start to change, kind of like his dad's used to. And he's part demon, part goddess, so he's there's some issue there, right?
Yeah, he is definitely got the right mix, as it were.
Yeah, and he kind of goes into like this berserk state, and actually like wounds.
Gives him a rap right on the Jack Johnson.
Yeah, wounds Lancelot like right above the eye, like on the forehead, and then we kind of. This is him waking up from a dream, but this is something that did happen. It wasn't like he dreamt of that. He was just having a nightmare of that moment. So that's our little bit of backstory between these two. And then we kind of pick up with, Tristan is your typical young kid. He's ignoring his parents. He's lashing out at the dinner table. We get that scene. He's going off when he's supposed to be doing like prince duty. He's off riding horses with
fucking around with Gother, exactly. Yeah. And Kody, as weird as it sounds, one of the things I really liked, the scene where they're eating dinner. They're at that long ass classic like rich person royal castle table, and I just love how they all pick their fucking plates up and go to their little wooden like the table they would all sit at it like at Hawks or whatever it was called, Hawks Inn or whatever. I don't remember what it was called. Like I love that they just went and crowded around that little table. I don't know, like something little like that goes a long way with me.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Although I feel like when you're the king and the queen, you can kind of just
you don't have to sit at that table.
Yeah, you can just get that table taken out. But it's a nice little gesture from them. But once again, like I said, Tristan, he lashes out and runs off. He's probably upset at his mom wearing that low-cut dress at the dinner table, but
Mom, put him away. Nobody's here.
Like Jesus Christ! The fan service is still here.
Yeah, and truth be told, like that's really about it from the fan service standpoint. Other than one of the little, I don't remember her name, one of the little fairies that has a major crush on Tristan pretty much throughout the throughout the movie, but
Yeah.
this is really it as far as fan service go. You get a nice close up of her knockers, and you get a big old close up of Deanne's massive jumblies as well.
Yeah, they gotta throw just a sprinkle of that in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But the severe lack of Meliodas feel ups in this movie just made me really happy.
Yeah, it was absolutely so much better, much more enjoyable.
Yeah, turns out.
But yeah, when he's out with Gother riding horses, they end up coming across. There's like a wagon wheel that went off of a carriage, and some people are injured, and we get to see Tristan use his goddess clan powers, very similar to his mother, to heal up these people and like fix their bone, like straighten their bones, like they're good as new. So
well, and I also love too that Tristan really wants to, like, he kind of wants to. I don't want to say be a healer, for lack of a better term. He's definitely a lot more of a pacifist.
Yeah, he mentions, I think, that he doesn't want to become like he's kind of interested in being a holy knight, but he's much more like, I don't want to fight. I want to kind of like.
Yeah.
Seems like he's a lover, not a fighter, right?
Exactly, which is fine. Which I think is, he definitely has a lot more in common with his mammy.
Now that, Chris, all that gets pushed to the side when we get woken up, or I think it's when he comes back from healing those villagers, and we get the bad news that something's wrong with Elizabeth. She's like fallen ill, and she's got like this weird, like dark, like almost demonic mark on her neck. She's clearly suffering, can't really talk much, and Tristan, trying to be the hero he is, he uses his goddess powers to almost, kind of a hard scene to explain, but he almost like goes inside of his like the illness, I would say, to try and figure out what's causing it. He's in like a new world, I would say. It's
like a dimension, like a wormhole kind of thing. But Kody, who could be behind this terrible curse?
Well, Chris, we I don't know which one we see first. Actually, we got the Demigorgon mage-looking guy, and then we also have somebody that looks familiar. Chris, this is actually Death Pierce. Death Pierce from the original show and all that stuff. He is in Edinburgh Castle, which is where he came from.
That's his home, yeah.
If you guys don't remember Death Pierce, that's okay, because neither did we.
He was just like, you see him. It's one of those things that looks vaguely familiar. You're like, I know he was in previous episodes like that. That is not a new character. It's kind of where your brain goes.
Yeah, I paused it immediately, and I was like, I know this guy. Like, before they even revealed who it was, like fully revealed it, I was like, I know who this is. Like, I've seen him. And Death Pierce was part of whatever that little group was that was under Sir Denzel, and Denzel was the brother of the previous king. I'm trying to remember what their group was called. The Pleiades of the Azure Sky.
Oh, yeah. Because we do also get a little flashback scene with Denzel and him getting fucking thrashed the fuck up by
Derriere,
one of the,
or whatever her name was.
Yeah, old fucking Derriere. Yeah. Like, he just gets a bitch slapped into oblivion.
Yeah, poor Denzel gets killed by Derriere before all of the 10 Commandments practically become good guys, or everybody switches sides. God, this show is terrible. But Death Pierce, he hates the demons and the goddesses because of what they did to Denzel, and of course with Meliodas and Elizabeth being king and queen, he's not serving them. So we went off to Edinburgh. We get this story that he rebuilt Edinburgh Castle, and like it used to be like this kind of like powerhouse, but some shit went wrong. Now he's back to fix it all up, and he's basically claimed the throne for himself, and he's got his army of magical nothings. He's got
and he's doing something fucked up with whatever this staff is that he has.
Yeah, and not only that, he's also like capturing He's capturing demons and fairies and giants, just anything that's not human. He's capturing them.
And he's doing some Shao Tucker type shit on them.
Yeah, he's doing human transmutation, if you will, or I guess.
He is slapping shit together and seeing what sticks.
Yeah, and we get to kind of see this, like we see like a giant in a fairy village getting attacked and captured by these uh, by these nothing soldiers, and not only that, he also has like this trusty mage by his side who is like we said, he has the face of a demigorgon. Like it opens.
Oh, what
up.
A cool villain!
Yeah, it looks neat. Like, and that's what Tristan actually sees when he's in this other dimension wormhole thing.
Yeah, when he's traveling through that wormhole, like he looks down and sees right into, I guess, whatever the main hall of the castle is, and the mage sees him and like looks up, and then the fucking whole face just kind of like opens up. Like it almost looks like what was that in Parasite when the thing bites off the person's head, like in like the first episode? That's almost what it looks like.
Yeah, definitely looks like that.
Really cool.
And Tristan knows exactly where this is at, and he knows it's off. I think it's to the east.
Mm-hmm.
It might
to the Edinburgh of the East.
It might be to the west, but I've been watching too much One Piece, Chris, and all they do on that show is get lost. So
come along, bring all your hopes and dreams. We are whatever, however that song goes.
It's fantastic. It's one of the best intros I've heard in a long time.
Classic.
And so he basically storms off and sets off on his own to go save or to go stop these guys from whatever they're doing to his mom. And while he does that, we have Meliodas. He sends with Gother's help, he sends a message to the fellow Seven Deadly Sins.
Yeah. Puts up the bat signal and lets everybody know what's going on. This was cool because we finally get to see everybody. We have the scene where Bond was just like laying in bed with his wife, and he gets out of bed, and I'm like, oh my god, he's about to be buck ass naked. But no, apparently he's fully pantsed under that blanket.
Yeah, I don't know who would ever. I don't know who gets under the blanket with pants on.
Yeah, because clearly he had her fucking singing the sweet prayer to the forest moments before we dropped into where they were at. And I guess he put his pants on like nobody else does.
Maybe the producer was like, Elaine looks like a little kid, and so it's fucked up. So maybe they just had him be fully clothed.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, we get to see all the other characters except for we don't see Merlin and obviously Escanor, R.I.P.
Yeah.
But we see.
Right.
God, what are their names, Chris? The giant.
Well,
and the fairy.
Deanne is and I cannot remember the name of the fairy. He's like the fairy king. What the fuck is his name?
It's King and Deanne.
King. Oh, yeah, the fairy king. What's his name?
Yeah. And
King.
Unfortunately, King's still in his weird form. I hate that form that he's in. And so they get kind of brought up to speed. And then eventually Tristan comes across this fairy guy. We don't know it at the time, but there's a big reveal later. But
the reveal is kind of where the movie ends. But he's pretty cool. He's got his little Cupid bow and arrow. We got this fat Flintstones baby giant that's running around. Whole fucking Pebbles and Bam Bam rolled into one.
And then a couple fairies, which I thought that these were going to be the kids of Deanne.
Of King and Deanne.
Deanne. But they have separate kids that were also being attacked by by these same soldiers. And, then these guys get attacked. They kind of get brought up to speed. And we got a ragtag party formed here. And it's basically the two of them. It's the fairy guy and Tristan that kind of go on making their way to Edinburgh after saving these kids. The fairy also has a suspicious scar on his forehead. Wink, wink.
Yep, you'll never guess who it is.
Yeah, you'll never see this coming. But then, Chris, we go to the fight scene that we saw at the beginning of the movie. They kind of do that flash forward thing, if you will. We get that cool fight scene. They actually rescue these kids' parents they're being taken back to Edinburgh as we speak. And they fight. While they're fighting, we also have, I forgot to mention, Death Pierce and his mage with all of these demons and giants and fairies they captured. This is where he does he combines them all into two things. Like he calls one knight and one mage. And
Yeah,
they're just these
and
like
one is
like
gigantic ass.
yeah, one's giant and one's a mage.
Yeah, turns
yeah,
out.
yeah, kind of. But they're just hodgepodges of different races and things put together.
Hmm. And the mage looks really cool though. I really think like the monster design in this movie is just really good. Like again, there's a lot of really this does everything, Cody, so simple. And remember how last week, not to kind of go off on a little tangent, but we need to fluff it up a little bit. Remember how last week one of the things I said I didn't like with anime is that sometimes they go a little too far out there. And I like that this movie just refrains from that. Now again, part two, all bets could be off. They could just go so far the fuck out there. But like they could have easily done that here just to kind of stay on brand for Seven Deadly Sins, but they didn't do that here. And I thought the designs were very, very cool. They were very much, they had this kind of amalgamation kind of, you could clearly tell they are just these kind of scabs stitched together things that clearly are not natural, and they're all unique looking, which is what I thought was really, really cool.
Yeah, I
like this.
I liked all the villain designs, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice to not have them all be like angels. I don't know. I just got so tired of the old villains from like the last season.
Yeah, and like your throwaway villains are those little like the little nothings that can run like dogs and stand on their 2 feet and fight like people, which that's fine. Like you want your little henchmen to just throw away to the masses. But that's what you've got. Because once they clear all those away and rescue those kids' parents, Cody, then that's when Mage and Knight show up.
Yep. Yeah, and this is where we're fighting for the tag team belts at this point, Chris.
Yeah, the straps. It is exactly. It is the Legion of Doom against Demolition right now.
Yeah, and it's a pretty solid fight scene.
Mm-hmm.
I think what is it? The mage that gets taken out first, but it's not like completely. I can't remember if the mage gets killed. I'm drawing.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I want to say because
yeah. How dare I forget this? Yeah. Mage gets iced.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of the two of them against this gigantic demon combination thing. And they're struggling. Christian's pulling out some of his fancy attacks. I don't really know what they're called.
Twinkle Star, full counter.
Yeah, he's got the full counter. He's doing some twinkle twinkle little star attack.
That's right.
But things are looking grim for our hero.
Hits him with the Baba Black Sheep and the Mary Had a Little Lamb. Gets him with all the hits.
Yeah, all of the nursery rhyme hits.
That's right.
Things are looking a little rough here, Chris, towards the end, until we see like this giant spear go through the big giant guy.
Yeah.
There's just a hole in him now. And it's revealed, Chris, that fairy guy that had the...
That's Lancelot's music.
That's Lancelot. Turns out it is Lancelot. Tristan looks more surprised than the audience does to find out that this kid is actually Lancelot. He's just been in a disguise for whatever reason and using a bow and arrow. I don't know why. Maybe he was cosplaying. And
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he is half fairy after all. And I will say this: I know we kind of breezed over the fight, but the animation during this fight is actually really, really good.
Yeah, I would talk about it more, but it's really hard to do it like actual justice. Like the fight.
Yeah, because you hit the nail right on the head. Like he does all his moves. He hits them with the star breakers. The really cool one that he does.
Hey, sweet chin
music. He gets like the big
glowing
sweet chin music. Choke the last ride power bomb. Choke slam from hell. The 5 knuckle shuffle. He does it. You name it, he does it.
But it is cool that he does have the full counter. I like that. That's like been passed down. I'm sure he's been practicing that.
Exactly. That was Meliodas'. That was his bread and butter.
Yeah, and then, I mean, yeah, they win this fight, and we kind of get a to be continued scene. We don't.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Lancelot reveal is kind of where, which as the viewer, you kind of saw it coming a mile away, but like that's just kind of where the episode ends, or the movie, I guess.
Yeah, which is like that would be where an episode would end. And that's pretty much the movie as it was.
Hmm.
But like, I don't know. I just feel like they couldn't decide if they wanted this to be like a mini series or a movie.
Yeah.
And they went with the movies in 2 parts, and I feel like we just could have waited and gotten the entire movie. But now we got to wait till August for part 2.
Yeah.
I just don't like.
Because like if the second half is anywhere near as good as this, I would have loved watching this in one sitting. Honestly, at a movie theater.
Yeah, like even if it's like an hour and 45 minutes, 2 hours, like
Yeah,
this first 50 minutes is pretty solid. I just wish there was.
it's very good.
Like
Yeah.
it left us wanting more, which we would never thought we would say talking about this show. Yeah,
I haven't said that since season 1, Cody.
Yeah, like I could have waited for the rest of this, and they just release it as the Grudge of Edinburgh, the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know why it couldn't wait. I could have waited till August. I'm not a Seven Deadly Sins fan, but I'm a fan of this.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And that's right. That's right. I was thinking the mage got the fucking arrow through the heart. That's how Lancelot killed her, because she was like, "Oh, you can't see, you can't find me." Like you had like all her little tornadoes up, like you can't see me if you can't attack, or you can't attack me if you can't see me. And he just he hits him with like the fucking Hawkeye, just closes the eyes and just lets it go and just right through the throat. And that's where when she dies, you see she separates into the two things that she was like a fairy and like this fucking buzzard thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And he hits her with
I had to remember that for a second.
hits her with the old Modern Warfare 360 no scope through the smoke.
Oh, that's right. That's
right on the money. But yeah, I mean that's the movie. It's a short 50 minutes.
It was good. Like it was really good.
Yeah, I guess we will throw it on the ranking list, and maybe when we get the second part, we'll like combine those.
Yeah.
I don't know how we'll do it. Who knows? Maybe the second part they fumble the bag, so maybe we'll keep them separate.
Yeah, no, I am A-okay with putting this on the old rank.
Yeah, let me pull up our list here.
And this is movies, man. This one, okay. So thankfully, the movie list is
if you need
still relatively fresh.
If you need the list, I can send you it.
Cody, this one might be.
So this is our 40th movie, believe it or not, Chris.
Oh man, this one's actually gonna be my new number. This one might be my new number. Ooh. Might be my new number 27, actually.
Number 20.
Right under Lily Cat for me.
So it is, yeah. Under Lily Cat, above Jujutsu Kaisen 0, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, and don't think that's a low ranking. Like I like pretty much everything above Bubble, I think. I think everything above Bubble I'm okay with. Everything below that is just kind of whatever.
Yeah, if the movie was a complete movie, I think it could get higher, and maybe it will.
I agree.
We just have to see, how this thing plays out.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, it's not down there with the worst of the worst,
Oh, not at all. And like I said, I can listen to that end theme for fucking days. But yeah, Cody, where is it at for you?
Yeah, I think for me, I really didn't like Jujutsu Kaisen's movie. I think this is going to be my new 29. It'll be my new 29th movie.
Yeah?
I'm going to put it just below Demon City Shinjuku and just above My Hero World Heroes Mission. My Hero World Heroes Mission was just a disappointment. I think we can.
Yeah, well, that movie was a turd.
Jujutsu Kaisen 0 didn't have enough Jujutsu Kaisen stuff in it. It was just
it was all Kaizen, no Jujutsu.
Yeah,
it was all Jujutsu and no Kaizen.
Yeah, it wasn't my favorite.
It was B Squad the movie.
Yeah, B Squad the movie, pretty much. Yeah, Grudge of Edinburgh, a pleasant surprise. I thought this was for sure going to be like
Oh, I was ready for fucking Stinker City,
I
man.
thought this was going to be the new number 38 or something, like right next
exactly.
to its other like sequel films or prequel films.
Dude, I was ready to put this right up there with Cursed by Light and Prisoners of the Sky. I was so fucking ready.
Yeah, and it was surprisingly better than both.
Yeah, by a mile, by a fucking mile.
Yeah, which is a great thing to.
Yes,
it was just a very pleasant surprise. That's our review. You know, this is only part 1. Part 2, we don't get part 2 until August of 2023. So
there's still plenty of room for them to fuck it up.
Yeah, there's plenty. They have fucking 7 months to fumble the bag, and I'm sure they will. I'm prepared for the worst, Chris.
I'm hoping for the best. Definitely expecting the worst.
Yeah, absolutely. But Chris, with all that being said, that finishes up our review. Now, before we wrap up this episode, I had to pull up some anime questions, Chris. Now, unfortunately,
I love them. I love questions.
There are a lot of the ones on this list that we've kind of answered before, like favorite male character, female character, opening, ending theme, and so I think the one I want to go with, and I don't think we've ever asked this question specifically. We've talked about intros and outros, but Chris, what? And if you need some time to think, that's fine. What is your favorite overall anime soundtrack? Not just the intro and outro, but all the music that comes in between, all that stuff. I have my answer if you need some time to think.
Yeah, go ahead. Because there's a couple I can think of right off the top of my head. But yeah, go ahead. You go first.
All right, for me, it is Naruto.
Okay.
Now, granted, Naruto does have like almost 700. Well, it has 720 episodes. Just Naruto and Shippuden alone. I think all of my favorite anime intros are from Naruto for the most part, with the exception of like Bebop and like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood's first opening, and there, there's a few others that I'm not remembering off the top of my head. But even the music that goes on during like the fight scenes, or like when there's a sad moment or a happy moment or like a chibi moment. I love everything about the Naruto soundtrack, so that's going to be my pick. There are some stinker intros and outros, but for the most part,
overall,
yeah, the highs outweigh the lows tremendously. Yeah,
most certainly. And Cody, I think for me, it's probably going to be My Hero Academia. I think it has a lot of great intros, a lot of great outros, and a lot of the music that takes place during the show, I think, is very, very fitting of the mood. It's upbeat when it needs to be. It's downtrodden when it needs to be. When it's happy, it's happy. When it's sad, it definitely hits you with the emotions. And obviously, one of my favorite scenes in the entire show is when they're performing Hero 2 at the festival, and we see Eri fucking just let go of all of the hate and sadness and just darkness that is in her heart. Like, that's the whole payoff with the Shie Hasaikai. I've learned how to say it. That whole season, we got that payoff right there, and I think that song kind of helped that scene hit that note for me. And all the music in My Hero does that for me, in my opinion. So
yeah, I think it's very similar to the way I look at Naruto. Like, both those shows, and I'm sure there's several other shows that do this, but it seems like the music really helps express the emotion that's being told to us on the screen.
Absolutely.
And those two shows definitely nail it. So great picks.
Yep.
That's our anime question for the week, Chris. That's all I got, man.
Dude, that is all I've got. I'm so ready to dive into some Attack on Titan, man. Like, I'm really, really excited.
Yeah, just as if I didn't need another reason to watch this show again. Here we
go.
No.
Yeah.
Let's see here. But we have 25 episodes, so do we want to do 12 or 13? Let me see.
Let's just do 13. Let's just go through the first 13.
Okay.
Unless there's a logical stopping point.
I think. See, this says 13.5, and there might actually. Yeah, let's do 13 because there might actually be 26. But this
Okay.
this 13.5, I think this might be a recap episode.
Okay.
So let's just do the first 13 because that ends at the end of a particular part we're not going to dive into yet. But
Okay.
yeah, we'll just do the first 13 episodes of Attack on Titan. If you guys want to watch along with us, Attack on Titan is available on fucking everywhere: Netflix, Hulu, Funimation, Crunchyroll. Like, if you have it, it's there most likely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's it for this week on Shonen and Suds. This was episode 129, maybe 130, 129, I think. Let me double check.
I love it. And I just, again,
129 episodes, Chris. We are going.
Oh, baby. The big 130, starting Attack on Titan at episode 130. I'll take it. But yeah, like overall, I can't stress enough. Like if you like Seven Deadly Sins, this might be too simple for you because it's very, very safe. But I think if you started to fall off Seven Deadly Sins coming down the home stretch, you'll definitely like this because it just kind of it's a nice wipe the slate clean kind of situation here. So I highly recommend it. Is what I'm saying. Really, the long and short of it, Cody, is I highly recommend watching this movie.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to part 2, which is
same as these.
We'll check that out in August when it gets here. But that's going to do it for us guys here on Shonen and Suds. As always, thanks for listening. Be sure to head over to the Twitter, drop us a follow over there, participate in the polls, decide what we watch next, give us some suggestions, questions, anything like that. But I am Cody Snodgrass.
And I am Chris Adams. And as always, thanks for listening.